Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds, man, we made it. It's Friday, thank God. So, I was really hoping Creed could pull off and get the Protector of the Year last night at the honors for the NFL, but it does go to another guy who I definitely think deserves it. It helped us win a championship. Joe Thuney, man. Congratulations to him.
Well, and Thuney leaving the Chiefs this year was a big deal.
And a big part of the success in Chicago.
Well, and he made the Bears what they were. Great protector. And I think the Chiefs had to do so because of their salary cap and so forth and so on. But Thuney, who's a former New England Patriot as well, is a really good player. But I'm glad you brought up the award ceremony. And this happens annually right before the Super Bowl, and this year it was held out in San Francisco since the Super Bowl itself is being held in Santa Clara. We'll start with the MVP. And while some had already predicted this would happen, it was pretty razor thin. Matt Stafford of the Los Angeles Rams wins the Most Valuable Player award by one vote.
Wow.
It's a committee of 50 writers who were especially selected for this, who cover the National Football League all the time. Well, in the case of Stafford, he threw 4,700 yards and passes and 46 touchdowns. By one vote, he beats out Drake May of the New England Patriots for the MVP. And I'll tell you what comes into play here, in my opinion. Stafford turns 38 this summer, and here's Drake May just finishing up his second year in the NFL. Thinking is, well, he's going to have his chances again, so we'll just put him aside, although it was by one vote. Offensive Player of the Year, Jackson Smith-Njigba of the Seattle Seahawks, great wide receiver, and he will be in the Super Bowl and probably be a very important name for the Seahawks. The Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett of Cleveland. This is really great. He had 5 sacks in one game, but over a period of 12 games, he had 5 sacks in one game, but over a period of several games, 12 games, he had 12 sacks, and that sets an NFL record. He's pretty doggone good. Myles Garrett, he gets Defensive Player of the Year and the Coach of the Year. Not really a surprise here, is Mike Vrabel of the New England Patriots. So a big night, the awards, everybody hugging and kissing and having a big time. Now they'll start hitting hard on Sunday.
They definitely will, and congratulations to those winners. Stafford's going to come back for another year, so should be very, very interesting. As a Kansas City Royals fan, not too happy with the Detroit Tigers pickup yesterday.
Well, they do.
I hate it.
They do. The Tigers have loaded up. They've got a really good pitching staff, no question about that. But the big story here is Tariq Skubal, who sets a new Major League Baseball record. Now, the way this works, when a player files for arbitration, and Skubal could do that, it's the arbitrator decides one or the other. The team makes an offer. The player has his own offer. Well, if they can't come together, then the arbitrator, the impartial arbitrator, decides one or the other, not a middle ground. It's one or the other. Well, Skubal wanted $32 million for this year. Detroit Tigers offered $19 million. The arbitrator said, you had a pretty good year, won the Cy Young Award. He's won it twice. You get the $32 million. So Tariq Skubal, who is still a relative newcomer, although he's won that Cy Young Award now twice, that's $32 million a year, and that is an all-time arbitration record. Pretty doggone good. Of course, the Tigers have loaded up on their pitching staff. They're going to be awfully tough to beat.
They are. And like I said, as a Royals fan, I hate it. Olympics. Dun, 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 dun,
All starts tonight, the opening ceremonies, but some of the matches have already begun. In fact, they had ladies hockey, and the USA has a win, beat Chesnia by a score of 5-1 to open up things. Ladies hockey team is pretty good, and probably a gold medal, well, certainly a gold medal favorite, but who knows whether or not they win it. Still, nonetheless, the Olympic opening ceremonies tonight in Milan, and then everything gets underway this weekend and continues for the next 2 weeks.
Want to hear a crazy story about the Olympics I heard about yesterday? Want to hear a crazy story about it?
Shoot.
So they've got rid of the intimacy law like there was that whole thing where players couldn't hook up with other players during the Olympics for a long time, and they finally got rid of it, and so now they hand out hundreds of thousands of condoms on site for the whole period.
You mean there is sex at the Olympics?
Oh, man, best athletes,
I'm
best
shocked.
looking people in the world.
I am shocked.
Well, here's the crazy thing, my friend. Back in 2002, when they had the Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City, Utah,
That's right.
the STD count jumped up more than 2,000%. And as we sit here today, 24 years later, it still hasn't been eradicated out of the city. It's just been passed and forth, back and forth for over 2.5 decades. That is insane. The basketball was played by both some of the Lady Bears and Panthers teams yesterday.
They did indeed. The Lady Bears, will start with them first. They played a single game over at the Great Southern Bank Arena and did just get by Middle Tennessee State, 60-54. Cayman Beckemeyer had 25 points, and she also had 8 rebounds, and that was the key because the Lady Bears out-rebounded Middle Tennessee State 37-24. Forcing on the boards, and that's something the Lady Bears do very well. And it got them a win, plus Beckemeyer's points, of course, which she always seems to have. The Drury teams both won. They played Quincy in conference action. The Lady Panthers won 64-56. The guys won their game on a shot virtually at the buzzer, a driving layup. It was 30-87, Quincy 85, and a dandy game. So the Drury Panthers win 2 games, and they'll have 2 more coming up tomorrow against Truman State.
We've got the first round of the Phoenix Open underway right now. Things looking good in Arizona weather-wise.
Oh, yeah, a beautiful day. Beautiful day and very warm. The Phoenix Open is sponsored by Waste Management. And it's allowed in this tournament because of the nature of the tournament itself, the sponsors and so forth. They allow the crowd to get into it. Now, that's very much unlike protocol on a golf course, but the crowd, especially on the 16th hole, really does. Oh, they get a little rowdy. But anyway, the leader after the first round is a guy who has played some really good golf here for about the last I'm going to say the last year. He came onto the scene midway through the PGA Tour last year. Nobody had ever heard of the guy except the pros, of course. And he's continued that. Chris Gotterup, and he has an 8-under par 63 to lead the first round. Now, Matt Fitzpatrick is only 2 shots back. Wait a minute. What about Scotty Scheffler? Oh, my. I guess even the great ones have a bad day. And he was 2 over par. 73. So already
hear about that. Yeah,
that doesn't happen to Scotty Scheffler very often. He is such a consistently good golfer. But hey, the tournament has a long way to go, and this guy can rally from a deep hole. But still, Gotterup is playing very well.
He definitely is. But one thing Scotty's good at is maintaining and just cruising while everyone else starts falling behind. So we'll see. It's still a couple days left. We got the Seahawks and Patriots in the NFL Championship game this Sunday. I'm definitely getting some wings from Coyotes, and I will tell you, last week they were sitting at 4.5. Has it moved to 5? Or
you
we
know,
still
it
there?
depends on the book that you're playing. Some still have it at 4.5. Others, it's going to 5.5. It depends on the money coming in. But be that as it may, I do think it'll be a close game. I do think Seattle wins it. And if playing the points, which this old man is not going to do, but if so, I would take the points and go with the Patriots here. I think they hold it much closer. Seattle's a very good defensive team. New England is a very good defensive team. Interesting about this Super Bowl game, this is one of the lowest hyped games. I mean, my God. Of course, we live in an area where the team has been in the playoffs for the last 10 years, and they aren't this year, so the hype obviously is way down. But be that as it may, there just hasn't been a whole lot of excitement.
No, but this. I mean, like I said all year, or all last year and all season, I think we all needed a break. And not to say that I don't want my team to win every year, but we're all human beings, and sometimes chilling is the answer. You know what I mean? Have a great weekend celebrating the championship yourself, man. I'll see you on Monday.